Hey, this is Subscape, and you're listening to Bass Island Radio.
Hey, yes, we're on the phone with Subscape. So nice to have you here in Bass Island.
Hey, yeah, how's it going?
Very good. How are you?
Wicked. Yeah, I'm really good. I'm chilling here in Spain, in Ibiza at the moment, but the season hasn't even started yet, so it's pretty quiet here. Not much going on. It's just pretty chilled out. So I'm just here, I've got my laptop and stuff, just writing beat.
That's lovely, lucky you. Okay, so we've seen your documentary MyStyle #3, which I found very interesting as it touches both professional aspects of your music as well as key points in your personal life, from ACM to your first productions. So how would you define the point Subscape is at the moment?
Well, where I'm at the moment, I think I'm very much settled into Dub Police right now. I've had a lot of releases running up to now with the MyStyle with the MyStyle mix. So I've done a bit of everything on Dub Police, and I think it's all just solidified my position on the label. I think also that the MyStyle mix also shows the point where I'm at the moment with my career. It shows, the styles of music I'm really into, from the hard to the melodic, shows the people that I play in my sets. Because like times are changing in dubstep, but I like to keep the same formula with writing my tracks and putting out music. I'm excited as ever with my career as a DJ producer, and I'm still just trying to have fun with it, in the studio and in the clubs, and I think that's really important.
Absolutely. And the original tunes we find in the mix are the fruit of your work during this year. Some quite untypical dubstep, I must say. So what new sounds have you been developing lately?
Some of the tracks in the mix, I guess a lot of it was like the typical Subscape sound.
Yeah.
But I also tried to make some different tracks that people might not have expected from me.
Yes.
There was Beautiful People, which is quite different from a lot of dubstep out there, I think.
Exactly.
At the moment, the groove of the beat is, I guess that's the first thing that catches your attention, and then the melodies on top fit with it really nice. So that tune is quite different, and I really like it. And I had a lot of mixed opinions about it. Some people are like, "What's this?" Some people didn't get it, but some people really, received it really well. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just a very different tune, and I like trying to, experiment with different sounds in the studio. Trying out different techniques. It keeps me on my toes in my production. There's always, I never think my tracks are, that I've mastered the art of making tunes yet. I think there's always room for improvement, and that's what keep you pushing to make the best tunes that you possibly can.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm always trying to develop, hone in my sound. So.
In fact, melody has always been a key word for you and your productions. So what comes first, the melody or the beat when you produce? And why is melody so important in bass music, according to you?
Okay, yeah, the melody, definitely very important. The beat and the melody, I guess, they're the most important elements for me when I'm making a track. I always start with a pre-made beat. Most of the time, I've already made a beat, and I come sit down on Logic, on whatever I'm working on, and then I can start straight away with being creative with some melodies and some different synth work. I have worked the other way around before, and I started off with a melody, and this can sometimes start out even when I'm just traveling, and I might hum a melody into my phone and just record it on my phone, and I can take it back to my computer.
Yeah.
But definitely melody is very important. Beats give rhythm, but I reckon melodies, bring out emotion in a track that makes it unique, and it makes it stand out a lot more than just singular wobble sounds, especially in dubstep.
Definitely. In fact, I personally believe that Turn Me On is, if not the best dubstep track of all times, one of the best dubstep tracks of all times.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Wicked.
And I read that you're also working on some drum and bass at the moment, are you?
Yeah, I've been working on some drum and bass. Drum and bass, I've always listened to drum and bass. It's always been, at my heart, really, because I grew up listening to it. What I did do, I made a 140 liquid dubstep tune recently. I was just playing about with the BPMs, and I thought it sounded great at 175. So I'm just doing the D&B mix of it.
Right, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm kind of just more, not really experimenting with it, but I'm going to try write some drum and bass for my album and stuff. And it seems a lot of people are making drum and bass now, and I enjoy making it because it's a faster genre and, you know, a bit more energy, different kind of techniques of making tunes. And absolutely. I think it just fits in really well with my sound as well. And to be able to put it into my album would be great as well as along with different genres.
There you go. You've just mentioned the magic word, album. Shall we expect a Subscape album before the end of the year?
Yes. Well, before the end of the year, I'm definitely writing it this year. I think the plan is to have it out before the end of this year. I've already got some tunes that I've been writing for it, and I've still got a lot of tunes to write. Also, some more collabs for it. So until I'm really happy with everything, then the album will be released. But it's definitely in the works now. A lot of people have been asking me about it, even since I started out in 2008, and I've just been saying, yeah, the album's coming. But this time it's definitely coming. So
definitely,
it's definitely something to look forward to. Yeah, it's coming.
And talking of Dub Police, how did this very fertile adventure with Dub Police start in the beginning?
Okay, so the way it started for me, I mean, I started off as a DJ when I was like 15 or 16. There was a record store in my town called Vinyl Frontier, and I used to go there, listen to tunes and buy like tape packs, drum and bass and garage and house stuff. And after listening to them, I was just like, I want to do this. I want to mix the tunes myself. So I bought my decks and, I started buying vinyl. And I was doing this with a friend as well, with DJ Ethic. He had a track featured on the MyStyle mix, and I live with him, and I've been making tunes with him and DJing with him since I started out. Mm-hmm. And this really helped me, develop as a DJ, because I was, showing him tunes, almost trying to show each other up with mixes, and it was good to practice, DJing in the bedroom with him. And then we ended up going to the ACM, which is Music Academy in Guildford.
Yeah.
And there we did a DJ course, and then went up to do a music production course. And also there, I met Alex from the Others for the first time.
Right.
He's a Dub Police label mate, and he was making dubstep at the time. This was like early 2004. I didn't know what dubstep was at the time, and he turned me, to a couple of tunes by Scream and Mala, and introduced me to a few artists. And at that time, Alex, he just had his first release of Dub Police, so he was connected with Casper. He was in a great position to share my music with Dub Police. And they showed an interest in me, and he passed the tunes. Casper really liked them, and this just started out to be my music career. My first release was Bad Man, Transaction, and that was in 2005. There's been EPs, remixes, and gigs to follow that. So it's all revolved from there, really.
And talking of pure production matters, what is your current studio setup?
It's quite simple, I think. I've got my desktop Mac. I've got Mackies for my monitors. I've got a MIDI keyboard, my sound card. I've got a Duet, one of the older Duets. I've had it for ages, but it just works really well and the sound's really nice. And then I've got software that I use with Logic. So I haven't really got any like outboard gear, external compressors or reverb units. I use everything that's inside my Mac. And I think what really helps as well is I've got a studio space as well. I've got a nice room. I've kind of acoustically treated it with some foam on the walls. Mm-hmm. I've got a nice desk and a chair and stuff. A really comfy chair. I think that really helps. I feel like I'm in a real studio space and I
helps
can
you concentrate.
Write some tunes comfortably. Yeah, definitely. Before, my studio spaces before have been, in my bedroom, like in the desk in the corner of my room on some awful like hi-fi speakers or computer speakers and stuff like that. In other times it's been like the spare room in a house somewhere, and now it's it feels like a proper studio. And I've got a microphone as well, and I've decided to record some vocalists as well.
And you're also known for your intense live shows. How do you approach preparing a gig, and how was your North American tour?
Yeah, the American tour, that was crazy, absolutely crazy. After last year, I went out there with the rest of the Dub Police crew, and we toured around there, did some massive shows. I really, really enjoyed that. So I was looking forward to coming out. I was like, when am I next coming out? When can I come out? Sorted out my North American agent, and then bang, straight away, I'm come out for the first part of this year to do my first solo tour, and it was received really well. I played in Seattle, DC, LA, San Fran, Denver, Minneapolis, and I did Canada, and then I did a last stop in Austin, Texas. So there was a lot of shows, and I was there for 2 weeks, and there was a lot of being tired, having to hop straight on flights after, next to no sleep. So it was a lot of hard work, but it all paid off because, the shows were amazing. Managed to really push out the MyStyle mix as well, because it literally came out just as my tour started. So that was really good. And everything else in between that, like the food and, going out to see places in, when I was in LA, I went to Venice Beach, which was, crazy. That place is just absolutely nuts. You got like Muscle Beach down there. People are just like pumping iron on the beach, and then you got all those skate parks, and everybody's trying to sell you something. Everybody's hustling and stuff. It's crazy. Such a great place to be. And
I know that fans can also find a video footage on your website, right?
Yeah. So they can find video footage of the whole tour. We did I put together a little tour diary of, a bit of information about each show, including what I ate on that night, and, what the people were like, the sound systems, loads of different pictures, videos and everything. So they can really check it out and see what I was getting up to while I was out on tour.
That's wicked.
I can really see, how the gigs were going and stuff. You asked me about the live shows, right?
Yeah, how you approach preparing your live shows.
Yeah, I mean, they're very important to me because I started off as a DJ. So I always try to perform like the best set I can, some technical mixes and some great tune selections. So I'm always trying to hunt down some really fresh beats from all the great artists out about at the moment. I tried to make it a full-on Subscape experience for my old and new tunes. So I still play CDs. I really need to move to USBs because I see everybody, being really quick, doing some really quick mixes with USBs, and it looks a lot easier. And so I spend a lot of time burning CDs. So I'm guessing that's how I prepare for my live shows, just burning CDs, writing down on them. But I'm always looking for, as I'm playing out, I might stumble across a great mix that two tunes might go, perfect together. And I'll try and remember that and, mix that in between some other mixes that I know really well, some great double drops and stuff. That's how I prepare for a gig.
Right, I see. Well, it's time for you to come back to Italy then. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'll be there. I managed to come to Spain, out of the random, so I'll just come to Italy. I'll be there tomorrow if you like. I really would like to come to Italy very soon. Last time I played, in Milan. I was in Milan last time. Yeah, definitely time to come back.
Okay, so thank you very much, Subscape. That was great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.